open this real quick. Oh, Jesus. Go hitting my computer. I can never get my shit together. Okay, here it goes. Just should do this. Oh my God, Jethro, do not do this right now. Or not. Okay, there we go. What now? I don't know why I try to do everything on the laptop when it's faster on the phone, isn't it? You don't have to mansplain. What? That's... You're literally mansplaining what mansplaining means to me, dude. Like, the fuck? Oh my God, that's great. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to open this box real quick because I am 90% certain I know what's in it. And I might cry because this has been 13 plus 7 is 20, so 13 plus 8 is 21. This has been like 8 years in the making, if this is what I think it is. And it's got to be what I think it is, because if it was actually something for my boyfriend, it would not have been sent to this address. So this better be what I think it is. Oh my God, hello, Kathleen. Give me like 2 seconds while I finish cutting open this box here. Before I read your comment. It is him! Oh my God. Okay, so long story short, this... Okay, so if you're not familiar with BioShock at all, like the games or anything, this is Songbird. He's from the 3rd BioShock video game. It's BioShock Infinite. And this was like a limited edition type thing, and it was on pre-order for like $55, but at the time I was in school and I didn't have a job, and like it was a whole thing, right? So I've wanted a Songbird forever, and like every once in a while I just randomly would Google, you know, Songbird plushie for sale or whatever, like trying to find it. And I found one that was actually listed on eBay like last week sometime, I think. And it was frustrating because it was actually listed as a freaking, you know, bidding thing, whatever those are. Fucking words. I don't know how to words. But you had to bid on it. You couldn't buy it right off the bat. And like I watched it for days, like seeing the price like go up and stuff, but it didn't go up that bad, right? Like the highest the price got before I bid on it, I think was like $70 or something like that. But the thing is that the pre-order price was $55, and anywhere else you found the actual plushie, it was easily at least like $300, right? So I saw this bidding war going on, and I was like, okay, I fucking need this Songbird plushie. Like, I need it in my life. So what happened was I told my boyfriend about it because he's got an eBay account and stuff. And while I was panicking, like not even looking at the screen, he was doing everything for me. He placed my bid. I told him my max bid is $250. I'm willing to spend $250 plus shipping and taxes, whatever, to get this freaking Songbird. And I didn't spend $250. It ended up costing me like $178 plus shipping and taxes. But I finally got my Songbird. Like 8 years. 8 years later, I finally got him, and it makes me so happy. Oh my God. I'm just going to put him right there. Oh, I'm so happy. Like, he's not in a box or anything, but, like, he's in really good condition because, like, I bought it from, I guess, an adult collector or whatever, and it even has a tag on it that says not intended to be a toy, collectible, not a toy, not intended for children. And I'm like, fuck you. If I want to play with Songbird, I'm going to play with Songbird. I spent $180 on him. But anyway, whatever. Oh, right. Okay. So, well, I hope you're doing good, Kathleen. That's for sure. But I'm like, the whole point of me making this video is because I really need to vent some frustrations. Like, it's just been a whole fucking thing recently. I've been going through like the shit. Okay. So I do look happy because I got my Songbird. Like, I'm so freaking stoked. I love it so much. I probably shouldn't cuddle it because, I mean, I don't know what kind of house it came from. You know what I mean? Like, just, I don't know how clean it is, really. But yeah, anyway, I'm just very happy I got Songbird. I'm so stoked. Like, I feel like I could cry, not even gonna lie. But yeah, anyway, so the thing is I don't know how to make sentences, but for the longest time, I think for like a solid year and a half-ish, I was posting like 2 or 3 videos a week and spray with Lysol. That's a good idea, but I don't know if that would like harm the fabric or something. Like, I'll look into it to see like how to clean it. I'm sure I should spot clean it. God damn it. This is why I need a ring light. I don't have a ring light, whatever. Anyway, yeah. So for like a year and a half or whatever, I was posting really regularly. I was posting like 2 or 3 videos a week, usually 3. And then my roommate like changed her shifts and she started working 3rd shift instead of 2nd shift. And I hate recording with her in the house because the room I record in, which is my room, it won't harm the fabric if I use Lysol. Dope. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to have to do that then. But yeah, she switched from 2nd shift to 3rd shift. So like anytime I would want to record something, she would be not only home, but she would be home and sleeping. And I can see the video lagging. I don't know if it's lagging for you guys. Very sorry about that, but shit happens. Anyway, so I can't really record videos when my roommate's home. So I pretty much have to record when she's not home, and she's camping this weekend. So that's cool. But anyway, that's why my upload schedule has just been, you know, massively, I don't know, shitified since, you know, sometime last year. But yeah, anyway, so normally how I do these get ready with me videos is before I even start the video, like I, you know, just draw 5 random numbers, or whatever. And I pick 5 random palettes to play with. Except one of these palettes isn't random because I just got this palette from Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. It's called the Timeless palette, and it looks like a clock, and I freaking love it. And it's funny because like, this is a neutral palette to me. Like, that's neutral to me, you know, it's like pinky neutrals. And I showed my roommate and she was like, that's not neutral. Those are pinks. Like, what are you talking about, dude? And I'm like, they're neutrals. Like, they're just warm tone neutrals. Like, whatever. But anyway, that's one of the palettes I want to play with. So I only drew 4 random ones. But I've got, if I can fucking open it, Jesus, maybe I can't play with this one. I don't know. I don't have nails for this. Okay, there we go. So this is the Viseart Dark Mattes that I'm going to be using as well. Oh, the Timeless one. This one was, I want to say like $35. But I really like Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. All of their stuff is cruelty-free and vegan. I'm pretty sure that's PETA. PETA doesn't mean too much to me. Just because PETA has like workarounds and stuff. I want to say they're like Leaping Bunny certified, but they might not be since they don't have the Leaping Bunny on here. But I don't know. But yeah, all their stuff is cruelty-free and vegan, so I really like them. And their packaging is amazing, by the way. I'll show you a couple other palettes I have by them. There's this one, which is called The Descendant, which is like really dope and actually coffin shaped and stuff. And this one actually is neutral. I showed my roommate this and she was like, yeah, that's neutral. And it's like, yeah, I know. All browns and shit, you know, the boring stuff. And then this one was limited edition, but it was limited edition for like 2 years. Like they had it for a while, I guess. But it's the Elvira palette. And it looks like that. And it's got like a little pop-up and stuff. It's pretty dope. They're sold out now, but yeah. You have the Elvira one or the Descendant one? I don't know. I talk too fast. I don't pay attention to things. It's terrible. But yeah. I love them. Their packaging is great. But another one I drew was the Clover palette from Too Faced, which I think was like the last Too Faced palette I bought, just because it's like colorful and it's got like all these cute animals and shit on it. And I think they launched this right after they got bought out by Estee Lauder, which is why I haven't bought anything from them. But yeah. Oh, you've got Elvira. Cool. Like, I used to use it a lot more. And then I ended up accumulating so many palettes because I just have this problem, you know? I'm like a crow. I see pretty colorful palettes and I need them in my life, you know, because those pretty colorful palettes will fix all my problems. Shout out Jethro. Hi, Jethro. How's it going? Asshole. Anyway, the other one, another one that I pulled out because there's one more, is the Impulsive palette by Melt Cosmetics, which is a great name for it because I bought it on an impulse. But I think this will kind of work with the dark mattes from Viseart. Yep, that brand. Can you love me? He's such a sweetheart. He's a mama's boy. Like, I'm probably going to end up having to kick him out eventually because he loves to run around and destroy stuff in the background. But yeah, he's a sweetheart. And then the last palette I drew was the Witchcraft palette from Michelou Cosmetics, which also is like darky, you know, toned mattes and also some shimmers. So like the one outlier here is the Clover palette, and I'm not entirely certain what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure something out. But anyway, like the main reason I wanted to make this video, or not this video really, because like I'm not going to be editing it. It's a live stream. But anyway, the main reason that I wanted to do a Get Ready With Me live stream is because that way I can just like do stream of conscious kind of thoughts and stuff and then not have to worry about editing it later. So that's what I'm doing today. And like the thing that's been really bothering me like the past, I don't know, couple weeks, give or take. You use the Miami Way palette? Like from his brand, or is that from the one that he did with Makeup Geek? Because he did one with Makeup Geek, I think. And then I think he's released like 3 palettes now. And like one of them is like his first release, but bigger and with more neutrals for some reason. Like, Manny, what are you doing? But, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think he's Manny actually, I think, is like the one person that like continues to not really annoy me. The Makeup Geek one. Yeah, that one looked really pretty. I just never really bought from Makeup Geek for some reason. I don't know. Because I think they're cruelty free. So like it's not that bothered me. I just never really got into them. And then I found all these other like really cool indie brands. And yeah, I started buying way too much makeup from indie brands. It's a problem. Yeah, I have a lot of makeup palettes. Yeah. What the fuck was I saying? Right, yeah, okay. So my cousin has her open house tomorrow, because tomorrow is Saturday. I keep forgetting that. And I got this new position type thing at work. I don't know if you know or not. I'm pretty sure that our main man has mentioned it in his live streams before, but I work at an autism clinic, and I have very conflicting feelings about the job, just because of, I don't know, different information and different stories from like autistic people that have been through this kind of therapy and stuff like that. So I have very conflicting feelings about the job. But I do think that a lot of what we do, like the toleration programs and stuff, are actually really helpful. There are just other things like, you know, trying to prevent stimming and stuff that really fucking annoys me. But anyway, more on that later. Anyway, so my cousin's open house is tomorrow. And obviously I got invited to it. I don't fucking know why, but I got invited to it. And I say I don't know why because it's like, she's not even like my first cousin. My first cousins, or, you know, my aunt's kids, are all relatively older than me, because my aunt is 15 years older than my mom. So, you know, my aunt started popping out kids before my mom did. Oh, your sister's autistic? Oh, dude. Okay. Like, I'm glad that you kind of know what I'm talking about. Has she like gone through any ABA therapy or anything? If you feel comfortable sharing, I'm just curious. But yeah, because that's what my job is. I'm a behavior tech, and I implement like different programs that BCBAs like set or whatever. And for the most part, they're not horrible. Oh boy. Okay. Like, I don't want to ask too many questions because I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but like, is she verbal? Like, has she talked about how, like, still is going through the therapy? Like, can she talk about how it makes her feel? Or just because I'm really curious, because a lot of autism parents, like parents of autistic kids that I follow on Twitter, and some autistic people that I find, you know, talk about how ABA therapy is essentially like abusive and like they get PTSD from it and stuff. So like that really stresses me out because like I don't want to be. Okay, cool. So probably verbal then with high functioning. Like the labels are so weird, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I have really conflicting feelings about it just based on like what autistic people and parents of autistic kids have said about the therapy and stuff like that. God damn it. I need to poke my mirror more. I'm so sorry. Okay, cool. So she can't talk about it. That's good to know because I might. I don't know if do you have a Twitter? Because if you do, I feel like I would follow you. You probably have an Instagram because like everybody has Instagram. I just never use it. But yeah, that's really good to know because I'm curious about some things. As long as she's like, you know, comfortable talking about it with pretty much a stranger. I don't know. Like, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to cross over any boundaries or anything like that. But yes, as I was saying, so I work with autistic kids and stuff, and a lot of the kids I work with, you know, they're not very verbal and stuff like that. Some of the kids are. Twitter should. You don't have a Twitter, but you should set one up. Oh, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if you were ever on Tumblr, but like Twitter is like going through the same discourse that Tumblr went through in like 2013 when I was like super active on Tumblr. And like, it's just become a whole, oh God. It's so, okay. So I was part of the group of people that left Tumblr when Tumblr was like, hey, no female presenting nipples, and we're gonna like cut off the porn and shit or whatever, which is fine. Like that's their prerogative. But like my issue with it was the fact that they used bots to like, you know, flag the porn or whatever. And they flagged my fucking fully clothed selfies. Like my fully clothed selfies that I took as a minor. They flagged that shit as porn. And I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not dealing with this. And that's why I left Tumblr. But I have since gotten back on Tumblr because I want to say last December, I think I rewatched It Chapter 2. And I say I rewatched it because I watched it before December, but never really, you know, got into it. But then I rewatched it in December, and like I've just been obsessed with Richie Tozier and Eddie Kaspbrak, and how much Richie Tozier loves Eddie Kaspbrak, and how much I think Eddie Kaspbrak also loves Richie Tozier. It's a whole thing. They're called Ready, you know, their shipping name or whatever in the fandom. Yeah, they're Ready, and I'm ready for Ready. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's the only reason I got back on Tumblr. And then some of the Ready people, I don't want to say Ready people, but like some of the people that I followed that posted a lot of Ready started posting like newer GIFs and stuff from Shameless, because I stopped watching Shameless in season 7 because of what they were doing to Lip's character. Kind of like I stopped watching Supernatural in season 7 because they were like completely assassinating Castiel's character, and I was not having that shit. But yeah, after seeing the GIFs and stuff of like newer episodes, I decided to just start watching Shameless again. And now I'm in like season 10, like halfway through season 10 or something. Just get ready. I do need to start getting ready, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, I just keep blabbing. But yeah, so now I'm back on Tumblr, and now I hate Twitter the way that I hated Tumblr before. It's like a whole It's a whole freaking thing. Okay. Oh, wait. This one has a neutral color. Oh, no, that's too dark for me, though. I'm as pale as uncooked chicken, as Teresa is dead would say. Oh, that's okay. I'll just pull out my tried and true. Where is that? Oh, there it is. All right. So here's my tried and true palette. You can tell because this is like the shade that I use to... It's totally fine. You got me sidetracked. I was going to get sidetracked anyway. It is what it is. So that's just how my brain works. But anyway, so yeah, I use this shade to set my eyeshadow primer like all the time, which is why it's almost fucking gone, it feels like. But yeah, makes my eyes look pale as fuck though, to be honest, but that's okay. Anyway, as I was saying, cousin's open house tomorrow. I don't want to go, didn't want to go, never wanted to go. I'm not close to my cousins, not even my like first cousins, but they're my first cousins once removed because they're my first cousin's kids. That's how that works. Your second cousins are not your first cousin's kids. I don't know what the fuck your second cousin is. I would have to ask Lucifer again to explain it because he's super into genealogy. He's the reason I know I had a Transylvanian great grandmother that died in the town that I currently reside in, which is dope as hell. And he's also the reason that I know that I'm related to J.M. Barrie, who wrote Peter Pan, and I love Peter Pan. So that's a thing. But yeah, he's super into genealogy, so he's the one that was like, hey, yeah, your second cousins are not your first cousin's kids. Your first cousin's kids are your first cousins once removed. And I actually have two first cousins twice removed because my first cousin once removed has had 2 kids now. It's a lot, but it is what it is. Anyway, so it's my first cousin once removed. It's her open house, and she's sharing it with her boyfriend. I'm not sure how long they've been together, but they've been together a minute, which is fine. It's kind of weird, in my opinion, that they would be like, joining their open houses, but whatever, like if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. The one complaint I have about this palette is it does have a mirror, but it's on this side, and I cannot for the life of me figure out if there's a way to like pull these apart. I mean, I feel like there is, but I don't want to, because I don't want to break it. But yeah, anyway, so my family meaning my sister and my mom, have been asking me over and over and over and over again for the past 2 weeks, hey, do you want to go to the open house? Do you want to go to the open house? Blah, blah, blah. And every time I would say, no, I don't want to go. There's going to be a lot of people. I'm not going to know most of the people. I'm going to be the only one wearing masks, probably, like masks, plural. I'm going to be wearing at least 2. I always wear my N95 and then like a cloth mask over that, just because the cloth mask is more of like an accessory to me. They're just like cute and something for me to put on top. But yeah. And I have had to deal with so many questions from like other family members and shit. Like every time I go over to my aunt and uncles, that's a funky way to do a mirror, isn't it? Like, I feel like I could probably take this off just because it's kind of loosely attached. But at the same time, like, I don't want to risk it, But, yeah. So like every time I go over to my aunt and uncles, or, that's the only place I fucking go is to my aunt and uncles. I always get questions from my cousin's wife, which sounds weird, but it's my family's huge, whatever. Anyway, I always get questions from her, like, oh, you're fully vaccinated, aren't you? Like, we're all fully vaccinated. Why are you wearing your masks? You can take it off, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, I get that you're all fully vaccinated. I also understand that I am the only person that has not gotten COVID because I wasn't there at Thanksgiving, and I've been wearing masks every time I'm in this fucking house. The only reason that I took my masks off when I was with Christy was my dog for 15 years. We got her when I was 12. I am now 27. We just got her put down probably like a month and a half ago. I don't think I ever really processed it, but I was with her for like her last, like 12 or 14 hours or something like that. I was with her, all day after I got out of work. And then I was with her all night, and I was with her when they gave her the shot at the vet's office. And I need to stop talking about it because I'm going to get emotional. But yeah, she was my best friend for 15 years. And the only reason I took my masks off when I was with Christy is because I was literally crying so fucking much. There was no way I could wear a mask, and like I spent a good chunk of that time outside, and like I'm more likely to take my mask off outside than I am inside, because outside, shit can dissipate and whatever, but it's going to be an open house. And there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to be social distancing. And I'm expecting, thanks. Yeah, it's rough to put down a fur baby, especially because she suffered a lot, like in the hours leading up to her death. I plan on making a video talking about that at some point, like kind of in the near future, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the sentiment. But yeah, that's the only reason I took my mask off then, was because I was crying so much. Like I was just going to be covering it in like snot and, tears and shit like that. And it's like, there's no point in having this on, I think I know what I want to do. I think I want to do like a yellowish kind of look. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll see how it turns out, because I'm not entirely sure how good the yellow is in this palette. In the Clover palette, just because I don't really use yellow a whole lot. But we'll see. Do I have like a really dense... This one feels kind of dense. We'll see how this works. But yeah, like, I expect to be the only person wearing my mask and everything. And like, I expect to be the only person that cares, about that kind of shit. Because most of my family, as far as I can tell, is pretty... right wing, which isn't, I don't want to say it's inherently a problem, but like it's kind of inherently a problem for me. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, so like a lot of people in my family, they don't really take COVID seriously, even though they all, they got vaccinated or whatever. I almost lost my uncle right before Christmas because he caught COVID. Most likely from like, cousins or whatever that were at the house, for Thanksgiving. So yeah, it's a whole thing. This is honestly not a bad yellow, I don't think. Like, it's not great, but it's showing up and it's doing the job. So that's pretty good. I say this like I know anything about makeup. I know jack shit. I don't even know how to put it on. But yeah. So as I was saying, like, I fully anticipate being the only person wearing a mask. And like, I told my mom and my sister this, multiple times. I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to deal with questions, whatever. And they just would not leave me the fuck alone. And normally I'm usually pretty good about like setting boundaries and everything, but I'm trying to be, a decent-ish person. And also it's like, why the fuck would I go to her open house when I can't give her anything? Like, I can't give her money, really, because, yeah, sure, I just spent, like, a shit ton of money on, like, a new makeup palette and, Songbird, which I've wanted for 8 years. But, like, I'm going to spend $6,000 on my teeth alone, possibly more this year, because I have to get 3 wisdom teeth taken out, which is going to be at least $3,000. And I've already spent, oh, God, let's see, my last dentist visit, I gave them like $1,700. And then I had a couple visits before that where I gave them like around $1,000. And like dentist bills, they add up really quickly. So it's like, it's not like I have all the extra money in the world to like give her money. And I'm going to sound like a real asshole here right now, and I totally understand that. But it's like graduating high school isn't that exciting. And like, when I say that, it's like, not everybody graduates high school, and I get that, but like, there's compulsory education up until you're 18 years old in the state of Michigan. I think they lowered it to 16 for like a split second when I was in high school, but then they raised it back up to 18. So it's like you don't really have the option to not graduate, you know? Like unless you turn 18, you're like junior or senior year. But it's like at that point, just finish it out. Which I understand some people drop out for like other reasons. You know, they drop out because they have to get a job to help their family, or they drop out because they have a baby or something. And I totally get that. So, you know, in that case, like getting a GED or something would be really celebratory for them, or even graduating. You only paid $250 per wisdom tooth when you had them pulled? What? Did you get put under though? Because like, okay, so I haven't even called the oral surgeon yet. But like I want to get put under, you know what I mean? Like I want to wake up and feel refreshed, you know? Like I want to see God. That's how put under I want. Well, I guess I'd be seeing Satan because there's no way in hell I'm going to heaven. But yeah, that's how put under I want to be. Like, and I'm so nervous about it because my mom has a coworker who's slightly younger than me. I want to say she was like 22 or something. Laughing gas and shots. Oh, hell no. I need to be put under. I can't deal with any of that. No. And like, I know that they give you the shots and stuff anyway when you get put under, but yeah. Oh, and one thing that really stresses me out is I think it's called amnesia awareness, but there's this very, very rare thing that happens. It's like stupid rare. Okay. It's stupid rare. And I acknowledge this. But there's this rare thing that happens sometimes when people get put under anesthesia because we don't know how anesthesia works, right? Like science doesn't know how it works, just like science doesn't know how cats purr. Like we just know it does. And there's this thing that can happen sometimes where somebody is like paralyzed and they can't talk, they can't move, but they can feel everything. You smoked a blunt beforehand to calm the nerves. You can do that. Well, I mean, you also didn't get anesthesia, so maybe you can't with anesthesia. Because, like, I mean, since weed is legal in Michigan, you still got your wisdom teeth? Oh, man, no way. Well, how old are you, though? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, that's kind of a rude thing to ask people, is their age. Wow, I need to get better at interacting with people. But yeah, I mean, if your wisdom teeth don't really cause you pain, then I guess you can keep them, but your teeth are crooked. So I don't know. Like that's what my dentist was telling me. They were like, yeah, your teeth are kind of growing in sideways and it's putting pressure on like my molars. Oh, you're 38? Okay, cool. Oh God. Wow. Oh, you're only 25 too. Okay. Wow. Oh God, you're younger than me. I don't know how to deal with that information. God, that's another reason that I didn't want to go to my cousin's open house, by the way. All of my cousins have gone to universities. I'm from Michigan, so 2 of my cousins went to SVSU. The cousin that's graduating, you know, now she's going to Ferris, which is known as a party school. You're going to keep them. I hope they don't cause you any problems or anything. Like mine never ruptured. So I didn't think I had wisdom teeth. For once I've caught you. Oh, God damn it. Boyfriend's here. I'm just, there I am. Is it popping up? There it goes. There it pops up. Boyfriend's here, everybody. Say hi, boyfriend. He's not going to say hi to anybody. Prick. Anyway, I didn't even know I had wisdom teeth until not this past year. It was this year that I went to the dentist finally to get like a cleaning and stuff. My first cleaning in like 10 years. So it was literally my first cleaning since I was like 17. So it's been like 10 years. And they were like, holy shit, did you? No, so the person that was cleaning my teeth asked me if I ever got my a wisdom tooth taken out or whatever. And I was like, no. And I probably said it in like a really she tone, you know, just because, you know, by accident, because I can't really control my vocal tone sometimes. But I was just kind of confused and concerned because no, I've never gotten wisdom teeth taken out that I recall, but I don't recall most of my childhood. So who the fuck knows? Like I've had my dentist ask me, oh, have you ever like, you know, like this tooth specifically? I don't think you guys can tell that much on camera, but it juts out just a little more than this tooth. But that's because it's got a crown on it. And my dentist asked me if like it got root canaled. And I was like, dude, I don't fucking know. I've had the crown on my tooth like my entire sentient life. Like as far as I know, I was born with the fucking crown, which I know that's not how it works, you know, but like that's pretty much where my memory is at with like everything that happened in my childhood, you know, can't remember shit because of trauma, fun stuff. Anyway, so turns out they did the x-ray and the tooth has been root canaled, which is actually going to save me like $1,000 because they're not going to have to root canal it when they get me a new crown and kind of mold I don't want to say mold it, but they're going to like kind of shape it to like be more similar to the shape of this tooth, which is going to be nice. You don't need to leave. Like, you don't need to leave, Lucifer. It's fine. I was just messing with you. Jesus criminy. But yeah. What was I even... I'm talking about my teeth now. I don't even know what I was saying. Right. Okay. Yeah. So cousins all went to universities. 2 cousins went to SVSU. It's not hard to get into SVSU. I'm not judging my cousins, you know, not... The thing is, I compare myself to people I know. You know, my wife, my best friend, my fucking wifey, she has her master's, dude. She got her master's. She graduated. God damn it, not again. I just need to knuckle down and buy a fucking ring light so that stops happening. But yeah, my wife graduated. What? Hold on, are you like 30? No. I'm 27. Yeah. Apparently I can't click on comments without shit freezing. This sucks. Are we still going? I think it's just the video that freezes. I think the audio keeps going. I don't know. Yeah, okay, we're back. Yeah, no, I'm 27. Boyfriend is also 27. He's slightly older than me though. He was born in August of 93. I was born in January of 94. So yeah, I feel like I'm fucking 30 though. To be honest, I feel like I'm 27 going on like 70. Like I'm too old for shit these days. Y'all are babies. Oh my God. I know. Like, okay, so that's the thing. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Let me dip into a color here and then I'll start talking about something again. Oh, fuck. What color do I want? I don't even want this brush, I don't think. I want a different brush. Yes. I want this one. What the fuck was I going to talk about? Right. Okay. I'm going to finish the universities thing. Right. Okay. So I have this thing. I have this problem, which is a normal human problem, which is you're almost 26 and you have a receding hairline? Oh, pal. Are you stressed? Like, is it stress or is it just like genetic? I'm so sorry. Like, that's gotta suck. Wow. But yeah, so I have this problem, which is a normal human problem, which is I compare myself to other people and not in a good way. So like, you know, I look at the fact that my wife graduated with her fucking master's in the middle of a panini. And I've done jack shit with my life, right? Like nothing. I have an associate's degree in human services that I never plan on using. Couldn't use even if I wanted to use it because you can't get a job in like human services with just an associate's. You need to have at least a bachelor's. And then usually along with your bachelor's, you need to have like some other credentials. And I'm not going to do that. Because like one of the things that really turned me off from human services, first of all, I didn't even want to get a human services degree. I wanted to get a psychology degree because I've always been really interested in psychology. But psychology was going to be a 4-year degree. Okay. But yeah, psychology was going to be a 4-year degree, which is a bachelor's, which is cool. But the reason I went to school at all was because under Obama, I qualified for the tuition incentive program, which meant that I was able to go to school for 2 years, essentially for free. And on top of the tuition incentive program, I also had the Pell Grant. So like I would get money back at the end of terms sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean, I think every time, except like the last 2, I think, because I wasn't full-time at that point. I was only part-time because my last 2 terms, I was only doing my internship, because you needed 2 internships to get an associate degree, but you needed 3 internships to get a bachelor's degree in human services. Make it make sense. But, yeah. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. I don't even know how well you guys will be able to see this at all because of how shitty my lighting and my camera are. But that looks kind of dope, not gonna lie. Where was I going with this? I'm getting lost in my own thoughts again. But that always happens. Right, okay. So I compare the fact that I have a degree that I don't plan on ever using with the fact that my cousins are going to a bigger university where they have more options to study anyway. I still have no idea what the fuck either of them are studying, to be honest. But then my other cousin, she's going to go to Ferris. And there was a moment in time where I was thinking of possibly going to Ferris at some point, but that's, even though Ferris is known as a party school, but that's just because Ferris had this, like there was a Ferris to, I want to say it was fucking Oakland, but it's not Oakland University. Like what, if Josh is still here, he might remember. I went to KCC Community College for half a semester, dropped out, and now I just work real labor jobs like a bum. That does not make you a bum. On your screen, the shadows look orangey brown. Okay. They are supposed to be like a darker yellow. They do look kind of orangey brown though, even on my screen. I think that's mostly just my lighting because I've got the natural lighting behind me, because if I don't like have the blinds open, Jethro will destroy the blinds and they're crooked and it bothers me, but I'm not going to look at it. And then I've got my light like overhead and there's a bug up there. Fuck you, bug. And then I've got the light behind my laptop, which actually kind of lights my face better. But yeah, okay. So, I mean, they kind of appear how they're supposed to. They do look really brown. That's weird. Yeah, general labor. I figured it was general labor. But yeah, that does not make you a bum. Like, dropping out of college does not make you a bum. Not using your degree does not make you a bum. And like I say this, college sucks balls. It fucking does. And it's so expensive. And my wife just graduated with her master's. And it's going to be so difficult. She's got a master's in political science. And I think she has a minor in something. I'm not sure what it is. But like I'm just focused on her master's because she's younger than me slightly. She didn't. I want to say she just turned 27. Or she'll be turning 27 soon. Because I know she's slightly younger than me. But, you know, I focus heavily on the master's because it's like, holy shit, somebody in my life actually has a master's in something. I want to say, is her minors in? I say minors. It's not minors. Is her minor in fucking, I think her minor might be in marine biology. You have an associate's in interior decorating and business management. That is so dope. Oh my God, that is so cool. Like, okay, for the longest time, I thought that I wanted to be an interior designer. And like, I still love interior design. But anyway, right. Back to the thing. So, like, I'm not looking down on my cousins for going to SVSU or like Ferris or anything like that, even though Ferris is a party school. Because for a minute, I was thinking of going to Ferris because there's a pipeline from Ferris University to I want to say Oakland, but it's not Oakland, I don't think. When I say Oakland, I mean Oakland University. It's down in Detroit area here in Michigan. But there's one school. I held up 2 fingers. There's one fucking school in the state of Michigan that is accredited to teach mortuary sciences. And I want to say that the school is Oakland University, but I don't think it is. Is it fucking Oakland? If it's Oakland, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption, I swear to God. For a whole nother reason. But yeah, so for a minute I thought I was gonna go to Ferris because of the pipeline or whatever, and like it would be cheaper to go to Ferris for a little bit and then transfer to the bigger school. So that'd be a great way to save money. But then what had happened, getting back to it chapter 2, as ridiculous as this sounds, what happened was I kind of realized how much I really love like movies, which sounds ridiculous. Like I've always really loved movies, and I've always liked, I mean, I haven't always made videos or anything like that, but like my favorite part of making YouTube videos is the editing, which sounds funny because I said that I wanted to do this live so I didn't have to edit it. But my favorite part has always been editing and stuff. So I've been interested in film production my entire fucking life. And so I just randomly decided that, oh, I might want to go to film school, actually. So there's that. And like, I've been balls deep in this film school stuff, right? Like I really, really want to go. And where my boyfriend lives, which hopefully I'll be moving up to eventually, I keep trying to figure out what color I want to use next because there's just a lot going on. Because like I don't have too many yellows. I could use I really need to poke my mirror. Maybe. Did I just get orange on my face? I don't know. I could maybe use a purple. That would look, ooh. Purple is actually complementary with yellow. So genius. But yeah, so I decided that I wanted to go to film school recently. And looking at film schools in the state of Michigan, there's a community college where my boyfriend lives, and I plan on moving up there hopefully eventually at some point this fucking century. And so I could start out there and then transfer down to, Oakland, which has the bigger, like, actual film production degree. Lights, camera, action. Hell yes. Oh my God. Like, I've always loved watching the behind the scenes stuff of, like, movies and stuff. I've always loved listening to commentary tracks. I've always found that kind of stuff really interesting. Ooh. No, that's not the one I'm on. I have a lot of brushes I'm digging through right now. I am so sorry, you guys. But, like, you don't come here for perfection. You come here to enjoy my mess. This one? No, this one. That's too fluffy. Yeah, I'll use this one. Okay. So, where was I going with this? Got it. Okay. I'm going to use this color, which is kind of like a purpley burgundy color. I'm dipping into a color that you guys can't even see. I'm going to be using this color, which looks really fucking dark, but it's like a purple. I mean, it should be kind of dark because it is a dark matte palette, but still. Right. So yellow and purple. Dope. Hell yeah. I know that there's a sports team there's probably multiple sports teams that, their colors are yellow and dope. Yellow and dope. Wow. I swear to God, I'm not high. But yeah, I know there's probably lots of sports teams that their colors are yellow and purple, but I can't name a single one of them. It's never too late to follow your dreams. Damn right, Kathleen. And like, I keep trying to remind myself that I'm only 27, right? Logically, I know that makes me very young still, and I have all the time in the world, and I have my whole life ahead of me, which is another thing I wanted to talk about. Goddamn. Okay. Yep. Finishing up the thing. So, one of the main reasons I didn't want to go to my cousin's open house is because I'm going to be comparing myself to her the whole time I'm there, and I'm just going to be very anxious, and very distraught and just not happy about being there, and it's gonna fucking suck. And I have told my mother this multiple times. I told my sister this multiple times. They wouldn't fucking leave me alone, wouldn't stop harassing me. So I finally asked my boss, hey, can I push my Saturday back to Sunday? Because I have this new-ish position at the clinic where I go in on Saturdays and I clean up around the place and I organize things and I take pictures of toys and label the toys and give them all their like own spots and stuff in the rooms. And I love doing it. It sounds like Lakers basketball. That's honestly probably deep purple violet in Lakers basketball. That's probably the team I'm thinking of because I'm pretty sure Lakers are like ridiculously popular for some reason. Like I'm sure that they have like a specific player that's ridiculously popular. And I can't name them. And I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But yeah, so I finally broke down and asked holy shit, asked my boss if I could push my Saturday back to Sunday so I could go to this fucking open house I didn't want to go to. And my mom and sister randomly showed up at my house yesterday saying, I got a text at like right after 5 o'clock, I think, saying, hey, where are you? We're at your house. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean, where am I? You didn't text me to tell me you were coming over or anything. This wasn't planned, like, you know, whatever. But it's like, I was home, you know, I didn't get their text until after I saw them in the driveway. And I'm like, why the fuck are you people here? So I know, I'm such a lovely family member. So yeah, they arrived and we started talking and I was like, oh, by the way, you can stop harassing me because I can go to the open house because I asked my boss and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, that's awesome. That's so great. Oh, but to be honest, we don't really know how we're all going to get down there because we can't all fit and insert sister's husband's name here in his truck. And I'm just like, cool, awesome, dope as fuck. You guys have been harassing me for 2 weeks nonstop about going to this open house that I have told you several times, but in no uncertain terms, that I have no desire to go to for several fucking reasons. When first of all, I shouldn't have to give justification for not wanting to go. Okay, it's not like I'm super close with this first cousin once removed or anything. It's not like we're super close. I'm not even super close with her, you know, mom or anything. I keep like touching the brush on my face. So if I get shadows on my face, it's fine. We're working with it. You know, it's not like I'm going to be, you know, destroying anyone's day or, you know, breaking anyone's heart or anything by not going. But, you know, whatever. And it's like, I'm still pissed off at the fact that they don't even know for sure how we're all going to get down there tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, you bothered me for 2 weeks to the point where I broke down and I was like, hey, boss, I'm going to move my shift back. Is that cool? And my boss was like, yeah, sure. Which, by the way, my boss, after me asking her that, was like, oh, yeah, you know, I've been thinking maybe, you know, you don't just have to do Saturdays. You could like come in during the work week and do it too, because just become a glitter ball. I probably fucking will, honestly, because I want to use 2 glitter shades, or I guess 2 shimmer shades. One from the Michelou palette and then one from the Timeless palette from Lunatic. And I haven't used this is my first time using the Timeless palette because I literally just got it in the mail yesterday. So I don't know if the fallout's going to be crazy on that one or not, but we'll see. You have a wife and boyfriend. I call my best friend my wife, and I call her my wife because we actually have this pact that if we hit the age of like 40 or something and we're not married, we'll marry each other for the tax cuts. Which is kind of shitty because like that's everyone's whole thing against, you know, marriage equality was, oh, we don't want the gays to like, you know, fuck with the tax system or whatever. And it's like, okay, me marrying my best friend for the tax benefits is not as evil as like, you know, Amazon not paying their taxes. You know, fucking crazy idea, but yeah, not anywhere near on the same. I paid more in taxes last year than like fucking Jeff Bezos. Okay, like it's fucking dumb. Anyway, before I get on the Jeff Bezos rant, I'm not actually married to my best friend. We have this pact, which she can totally go back on anytime if she wants to. I'm not going to be offended. But on that note, I am I don't want to say slightly, like I am very much like a polyamorous person. Like I can have crushes on multiple people at the same time. And I have explained this to my boyfriend. My best friend and I said the same thing when we were 10. Oh my God, you were 10 when you decided that? I mean, honestly, dude, that's dope. Like, that's great. But yeah, I am very much like a polyamorous person in a sense that I do get romantic feelings for like multiple people at the same time, or like romantic interest, I guess. Like I've never been in a poly relationship, but I have breached the topic with my boyfriend on several occasions because we've been long distance for over 2 years now. And, you know, like he's not asexual. You know, I am asexual. He's not. So I have told him, hey, you know, if you want to like get some tail or whatever, you know, like get on Tinder, like it's not, you know, I'm not going to be hurt if you want to do that. Like, that's fine. And then I've also, you know, reached the topic of, well, I've never had a girlfriend, but like I'm really attracted to women, you know, and like I would like to try having a girlfriend, you know, see how that works out or whatever. And yeah. So if that ever happens, you know, or if I ever like find another guy that I'm interested in or whatever, like that'll be a, you know, a conversation that I'm going to have with him. But we have breached the topic before. So there's that. Luckily, he got married just before we were 30. Oh, man. That's amazing. Ain't nothing wrong with a little marriage fraud. It's honestly not the worst, you know. And I have nothing wrong with green card marriages, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if I knew somebody that was desperately trying to become an American, and by American, I mean a U.S. citizen, because I am from the States. Even though I'm from Michigan, my mom literally could have just, you know, like taken the bridge from Detroit up to Canada and like birthed me up there, and I would have dual citizenship, and I wouldn't fucking be here right now. But, you know, I digress. I get so mad every time I think about it. I really do. But, yeah, like I would have no problem marrying someone just so they could become a U.S. citizen. Like, no problem with it at all. Because, like, I get it. You know, like, if you think that the U.S. is better than where you're at, odds are it probably is. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I complain about the States, and there's a lot to complain about, it is a better place to live than a lot of other places, especially if you're queer like me. You've done it. Like, do you mean you've done the polyamory thing, or have you done the green card marriage thing? If you don't mind disclosing, because I'm interested now. I'm very interested now. But yeah, like I see no problem with it at all. And I see no problem with like a little bit of like marriage fraud, trying to get some tax benefits, because you know what? If like Bill Gates can go like years without paying taxes, and there's no problem. Like I see no issue with normal people trying to get, you know, a little bit of tax cuts from getting married to their best friend. I see no problem with it. But yeah, granted, my best friend is a cis woman, and marriage equality was just legalized a few years ago. I can't fucking remember when. Your best friend was from Mexico. Oh, wow. Okay. Fucking awesome, dude. That's awesome. Okay, well, we'll be here when you come back. But yeah, fucking, I'll probably still be rambling about the same shit when you come back, because I can't, you know, get my thoughts together. It's fine. Where the fuck was I even? Oh, what was I talking about? I don't know. Green card marriage, polyamory. Fucking university. It's all a thing. Right. Okay. Quarter life crisis basically is what I'm trying to get at here. So my quarter life crisis, I bought a skateboard. Can't see it right now. It's under a lot of stuffed animals. It's fine. Bought a guitar. Can't see it right now because it's like kind of flat on the bed. And I totally decided that, you know what, instead of working on dead bodies like I've wanted to do for the past 5 years, let's make some fucking movies. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this, that's the thing of no script. For real though, for real though, like I know that I always mispronounce his name and I feel so bad because like I always want to say Ruin, but I think it's more like Ruan. But like in all of his streams, the longboard. Oh my God, I need a longboard, to be honest. Like I just have a normal skateboard, but I really need a longboard just because the roads and the sidewalks here are so shitty. Like I'm getting nowhere fast on a skateboard. Again, that looks like it could be either Rowan or Rowan. Rowan. I want to say Rowan. I've watched his video where he pronounces it several times, and I've even DM'd him. I'm like, dude, I can't grasp it. I'm dumb. I don't know. But yeah, no, he's like a lot of his live streams have been kind of messy, you know, because he jumps around. And I love that because like I live for the mess. I love it. But yeah, so I decided that I'm just gonna completely change what I want to do with my life. And it's been a thing. He has the pronunciation on his Facebook. Okay. All right. I need to get on Facebook more often, to be honest. But then the reason I stay off of Facebook is for mental health, you know, reasons. Because again, I see all of the people I went to high school with getting married, having kids. Granted, I don't want any of that. And then like going to school and like, you know, graduating with their bachelor's or master's and getting really cool jobs and being happy. And I'm just like, fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. But yeah, also because I have a lot of, I really just need to get them off my Facebook, to be honest. But their family. I have a lot of right-wing family members that post right-wing bullshit, and I can't tolerate that. You know, I don't have the spoons to deal with that shit. You just generally repost coffee and witchy memes. I get that. Oh God, coffee. Now I really want coffee. I want a frappe. I need to get glitter glue out. What am I doing? Where's my glitter glue? Are we at the glitter glue stage? Is that where we're at? I think it might be. I might be at the glitter glue stage. If I can find it. Yeah. Oh God. Is that it? Yes, found it. Cool. My pinky nail is getting too long for this. What about this pinky? No. Okay. Go with this one. No. I'll try the pinky. How do people with long nails do their makeup? I don't understand. I feel like I'm gonna poke my eye out. You know, just like if I got a rifle or whatever for like Christmas when, you know, being 12 years old or some shit. I don't know. I've seen A Christmas Story like a total of once. Have I even seen it all the way through? I don't know. I only know about the kid licking the pole and getting his tongue stuck. And then you'll shoot your eye out. That's all I know about that movie. Oh, and the leg. The leg lamp. The sexy leg lamp. Which looks like a serial killer's lamp. But, you know, who am I to judge? I mean, I think that's supposed to be the joke, though, is that it's creepy. But, like, I want to say it's the dad. You know, the dad's still really proud of it. And there goes Jethro eating plastic. Give me, like, 2 seconds. Dude, you're killing me. You're really killing me. Oh. Say goodbye to the people, Jethro. Oh, I'm trying to look so innocent. You were eating plastic. Get out of here. Let's go. My cats act like I don't feed them twice a day. You know? They act like they don't have 4 bowls of food in this house that I feed them in twice a day. Is that using this brush? No, it's using this brush. Bad influence. You are not a bad influence. Brushes and sponges. Glad I'm not the only one that got the serial killer vibe on the lamp. No. Like, I literally don't think I've ever seen the movie all the way through. And, like, it's just serial killer vibes. Like, how? Like, didn't that movie come out in like the late 90s or something? Like, how is that even okay? Like, who during the production of the movie, how did nobody say, oh, hey, that's kind of like a Ted Bundy lamp, you know, or like a Jeffrey Dahmer lamp, I guess, because Ted Bundy didn't eat people. No, he didn't eat people. No. He bit people, though. I remember he bit people. He didn't. The 80s. Oh, the 80s was a different time. The 80s was a totally different time. Not that I was there, so I can't vouch for it, but I know that the 80s, that was a different time. That was a different time back in the 80s. Oh boy. You literally can't even see like 3 of the shades I used, but that's fine. That's fine. That's always how it happens because I can't do my fucking makeup. Like, even when I'm not doing a live video and like talking and like getting distracted constantly, it still takes me like an hour to do my makeup at least. And like, I only do eyeshadow and my lips. I never do like base, like foundation and concealer and shit like that. I do have 2 foundations. They're both whiteout foundations. I have used them before in videos and stuff, like in costumes and everything. But I literally have no idea how the fuck to apply them. So I don't use them often. But yeah, I will still take forever and a day on my makeup because that's what the fuck I do. It helps me de-stress. Yeah. And it keeps my hands busy when I'm doing videos like this. Thanks for making me feel old. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel old. Honestly, I'm kind of jealous because, like, I was kind of cognizant for some of the 90s. I was born in 94. So I'm literally, like, the tail end of a millennial. I'm, like, this close to being Gen Z. Which, like, there's nothing inherently wrong with Gen Z kids. But I do think there's a disconnect between millennials, like, younger millennials like myself and Gen Z kids. Like there's that disconnect, and I don't know, you know, I don't. And like, I don't know if you have TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but like I watch TikTok compilations on YouTube. Basically I just don't want to agree to the terms of service of TikTok. I'm gonna just say that right now. Like everyone hated TikTok for the data farming, but they're okay with the data farming now that TikTok is like bought out by an American company or something. And I'm like, how the fuck? What? Why do people think that's okay? I'm a boomer is what I'm a 27-year-old boomer is what I'm saying. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm jealous because like the 80s had some great fucking music though. Like Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night is literally my jam. It's my jam and my jelly and my peanut butter. Like oh God, I love it so much. Not even ironically, dude. Like it's an awesome song. Like it's my fucking theme song, man. Because I will wear my sunglasses at night. I don't give a fuck. Like I used to work the late shift at Subway. And at the time, the late shift was we would close at, I want to say we closed at either 10 or 11. I want to say 11 on weekdays. And then we closed at 3 on weekends. So Friday night, Saturday night, we closed at 3 because we wanted to get the bar crowd in. And I would wear my sunglasses to work because I'd go into work at like 4 p.m. Not on late nights. So on late nights, I would go into work at like 7. Because there's no way I worked 4-hour shifts. Or not 4-hour shifts. I did work 4-hour shifts. Those were the swing shifts. I didn't work 12-hour shifts. There's no fucking way. Working fast food is fantastic, by the way, because you don't get a fucking lunch break. Yeah. But who needs a lunch break, you know? It's only kids that work fast food, right? Like, am I right or am I right? You know what I mean? It takes me 10 minutes to do my makeup, eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick. That's so awesome. Like, I mean, like, I could do that probably. Like, in high school, I used to literally only do my eyeliner. So it would take me, like, no time at all. But I would also straighten my hair, which would take me a long time because I've always had long hair. But yeah, I started getting into eyeshadow kind of. So what had happened was one of my friends that I started working with when I was at Subway. We were friends in high school, and then like I switched high schools, so we kind of fell apart after. Not like fell apart. Like we didn't have a falling out or anything, but we kind of lost touch. And then I started working at Subway, and she worked on the gas station side because it was a gas station Subway unit. You know what I mean? And she worked gas station side. So we were like, holy shit, we were friends in high school. Let's like, you know, hang out, whatever. And she was always like really nice and everything. And I remembered her being stupid skinny in high school. I mean, like stupid skinny. Okay. Like to the point where I was jealous of her and like kind of sort of, I mean, I didn't hate her, but like I was just really jealous of her because she was just so fucking skinny. And, you know, she got attention from the guys because she was blonde and she was skinny and she had boobs. I don't have that problem. Oh my God, Juju, you made it. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I like screeched. Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. Basically, you only missed me bitching about my family harassing me to go to my cousin's open house I didn't want to go to. Me finally caving in, telling my boss that I wanted to push my Saturday back to Sunday. My boss agreed with it. And then me telling my family that my boss agreed with me pushing my Saturday back to Sunday. And then my boss also saying, oh, by the way, you know, like I've been thinking maybe you can work during the work week because I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the work week because I want Mondays and Fridays off just in perpetuity for dentist appointments because my dentist is 4 hours away. So I need the whole day off when I have a dentist appointment. And my boyfriend works weekends. He works Saturday, Sunday every week without fail, except for some reason he didn't work the 4th, which was a Sunday. I did work the 4th because I pushed my Saturday back to Sunday that weekend because I wanted to, because I was hanging out with my mom on Saturday. But he did not for some reason, which is weird because he always does Amazon on Sunday, but they didn't do Amazon that Sunday for some reason. Maybe he can let you know in the comments why he didn't work that Sunday. I don't fucking remember. It's a mess. My life is a mess. I have no memory or concept of time anymore. It's the Benadryl abuse. Yeah, probably. It probably is the Benadryl abuse, not gonna lie. I kind of sort of might have Googled it because I kind of sort of might have gotten worried. And yeah, excessive use of Benadryl for long periods of time can really fuck with your memory. So, you know, fun stuff, kids. Yeah, that's pretty much all you missed, Juju, because I just keep talking in circles and getting distracted because I do that. Oh, and you also missed me calling out the sexy leg lamp in A Christmas Story or whatever the fuck. Is it The Christmas Story or A Christmas Story? Either way, the sexy leg lamp, fucking creepy, dude. That's a Ted Bundy lamp. I don't give a fuck. And then I like fought with myself for a couple minutes about whether Ted Bundy ate people or not. Like he didn't eat people. He killed people. You know? But he did bite people. There were like bite marks on like the butts of some of his victims. I vividly remember that being a thing. And speaking of Ted Bundy, there was a documentary that came out on Netflix a while ago. Is it? I want to say it was a documentary. I can't talk. Documentary. I want to say it was a documentary that came out. And it was based, like they made the documentary based off of the book, The Bundy Tapes, where a reporter I hate saying reporter. I want to say journalist. I feel like it was a journalist. But they actually went into prison. Not like they didn't get like sent into prison, but they like entered the prison to talk to Ted Bundy, and they got him to like admit a lot of shit. And like for the first part of it, because I read the book. I read the book in high school because I've always had like I've always had like a really deep interest in abnormal psychology specifically, so like serial killers and stuff like that. And although I've never been one of those people that wanted to fuck them, like I don't understand those people. I don't understand those people. I would say not judging, but I'm judging a little bit. You know, I'm judging a little bit. Never understood those people. But yeah, so I read that book in high school, and actually during like the beginning of the book, like the beginning of the interviews, because like he spent hours and hours and hours interviewing Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was talking about it kind of in the same way that like O.J. Simpson, you know, wrote the book. Like, oh, I didn't do it, but if I did it, you know, this is what, you know, I would have done, like that kind of thing. Like Ted Bundy was saying, oh, this, you know, killer did this for this reason, or this killer thinks this way or whatever. And then eventually he just admitted to being the killer. But yeah, that's pretty much all you missed, Juju. That's all you missed. 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., yes, and only Fridays and Saturdays were long nights. Yes, I said that. Only Friday and Saturdays were long nights. Sundays were not long nights. Joshua corrected me. Holiday. I'm assuming you're asking... Juju, I'm assuming you're asking holiday because of the 4th of July, Joshua, for not working? Was it really because it was a federal holiday? Really? Really, Joshua? Is that why? What? Really? I thought you said that it wasn't because it was the 4th of July. But okay, whatever. I'm just misremembering things because of my Benadryl abuse. My like year and a half of Benadryl abuse. Oh, I didn't know about the Benadryl. Yeah, I didn't know about the Benadryl either until like last week. And like it would probably be different if I was a normal person and I only needed to take 2 to fall asleep. But listen, friend. I'm not even like, I don't even really take pills a lot. Okay, besides the Benadryl. Okay, I don't really take pills a lot. Like I don't really take Tylenol or like Advil or anything like that. I don't take it often. But for some reason, 2 Benadryl will not knock me out. Like it won't even really get me tired at all. So like I tried just 2 the first time. And I think I tried that for a couple days and it just didn't fucking work for me. And then I was like, okay, I guess I can try to up it. So then I took 3 and 3 was like the sweet spot and 3 was working for me. And then 3 stopped working because, you know, when you start abusing drugs, you know, alcohol, Benadryl, the Mary Jane, your body starts to build up a tolerance to it. And my body started building up a tolerance to it. So I have worked my way up now to taking 5 fucking Benadryl. Like it requires 5 Benadryl for me to get tired and go to sleep. And it's a problem. $400 DC cops to be hired by September. Okay. Hashtag ACAB. Like, why do I care? Other than that's 400 people that can abuse power. Okay, random, but all right. Right. Okay, so let's try to finish this up. I just need to like pretty much, you know, do the eyeshadow on my lower lash line type area and do my lips, and then I'll be done. But knowing me, that's going to take like another 40 minutes. So who knows? But I think I've used a shade from every palette now. Awesome. But I feel like the yellow kind of got lost because of the purple. So I'm thinking maybe like, oh, that's what I'll do. Okay, so there's this shade in the Clover palette, which actually isn't called the Clover palette. It's called like the Girl's Best Friend or something like that. But it's called Wet Kisses, and it's this like really pretty orangey one right there. And I think I'll just use that to like do the lower lash line. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see. Probably not great, but you know what? That's fine. I shouldn't have used this brush. I should have used a different brush, but you know what? I'm already in it. Can't go back now. YOLO. I should have fucking used eyeliner first. I'm dumb. But like I said, you guys aren't here for perfection. Okay? I can't even tell you how long I've had this eyeliner. But yeah, we're going with it. I mean, hey, it still works. Okay, there we go. Now we can do this because now it's got something to stick to. Oh, yeah, there it goes. I don't think it'll translate well on camera just because, like I said before, I have a shitty camera and shitty lighting. But I kind of like it, not gonna lie. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna... Also, with my family, there's no winning. Whether I do my makeup or don't do my makeup, there's always going to be comments about it. Like, my aunt will comment on the makeup I chose to do and like, oh, I don't like that color of lipstick or whatever, which Lucifer can vouch for that. I got very upset a couple years ago when we had a family reunion, obviously before COVID, because I actually went. And my aunt commented on my lipstick color in front of everybody. And then I think she asked my uncle what he thought of it. And then she said, oh, well, you know, you'll love, you know, whatever Lucifer is wearing. Obviously, my aunt doesn't call me Lucifer, but I'm not going to use my fucking legal name because fuck that. Also, I hate that name. I've always hated that name. I'm Lucifer. Anyway, yeah. And that kind of made me feel like shit. And I was wearing a green lipstick at the time. So I understand, you know, a 70-something-year-old actual baby boomer not liking green lipstick. But at the same time, it's like it costs $0 for you to not comment on it, you know? But by all means, tell me how bad it looks, I guess. And then make me feel weird by saying that my uncle will like me no matter what I look like. You know? Yeah. I feel like I need something a little extra in the inner corner, though. I don't know what I'll do, but I feel like I need something extra in the inner corner. And it's more blue than purple. Oh, I feel like this is kind of dark, but I'm actually going to use this shadow, which is from a now defunct brand. Pretty sure this brand is now defunct, but they're Shiro Cosmetics, and it's got, I think, the Mars rover on it. I don't know, some kind of rover. And the shade is called It's Getting Dark because it's like named after whatever rover it was that like that's the last message it sent. And if I think about that too much, I start getting emotional, which is ridiculous because that's machinery that doesn't really have feelings. But it's like it knew it was getting dark though, you know? And like that's the last thing it sent before it like fucking died, dude. Wow. That's really fucked up. That's really fucked up, Songbird. I can't. But all of Shiro Cosmetics eyeshadows were loose shadows, which are kind of difficult to work with, but I have like a large collection of loose shadows, and I've been meaning to make a video like just kind of showing, I don't want to say showing them off because like I don't want to brag about them, but like, you know, I got really into makeup and like I have all these cool things that make my lizard brain very happy. But yeah, I just gotta say, I'm happy that I'm not the only person that was like judging, you know, the dad's lamp in that movie though. Like that's a serial killer lamp. Like what? And the fact that that was okay, like it was fine. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't get it. Never gonna get it. Don't want to get it. Reminds you of your Bella makeup. Like Bella being a brand, or I'm curious. I should put something. I should put more glitter glue in the inner corner so that way it actually sticks to something too. Should do that. If I can find the brush that I always use for that. I have a specific brush I use because it's so tiny it can get right in there. Oh! Nope. Oh, that would work maybe, but I can try it, I guess. I mean, if it doesn't really stick to this, at least the color will come through. I'll just use my cream gel eyeliner from ColourPop in the shade Kicker. I have so many issues with ColourPop, to be honest, but they are cruelty-free, so that's cool. Like, my main issue with them, honestly, is the fact that they contribute so much to, like, fast fashion. Like, they are the fast fashion of makeup, and they know they are, and they've admitted it, and they've even become self-aware of it, but they still don't change it. The loose powder, yes, is brand. Oh, okay, cool. I might have to look into them. The only reason I say might is because I really should stop buying so much makeup, considering I don't wear it that often anymore because I don't really wear makeup to work. Because I don't know how to do neutral makeup. Every time I do makeup, I end up looking like a toucan. And I don't think my boss would appreciate me looking like a toucan, you know? Maybe she wouldn't care, though, just because we have people that have tattoos and stuff, and they have fun colored hair and all that kind of stuff, and like they don't care if you have, you know, like purple hair or if you have tattoos and you show them. Like, they don't really care about that, even though a lot of places do care. You know, like medical places and stuff. Like, technically I am a medical worker, but yeah, she might not care. But then also, if I decided to do my makeup, that would mean I would have to wake up like an hour earlier than I already do, and I wake up at like 6:15 in the fucking morning. And I'm just not going to wake up earlier than that. You know what I mean? Also, it'd be really weird timing if I started wearing makeup to work, because we just hired a guy recently. And like, I've never really worn makeup to work before other than on like PD days. So if I started wearing makeup to work every day, that'd be really, really weird timing, I think. Like, I have no interest in the guy, but that'd just be really weird timing. And like, I don't want to deal with, you know, people saying shit, I guess. Also, I have like cried and shit at work, like, I'll admit it. And I don't really feel like having, you know, eyeshadow running down my face because I ended up crying because some kid pulled my hair or something. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't look great. You guys can't really see it. I mean, you kind of can. Kind of, but not really. But that's okay. I kind of figured that's what would happen. So I guess my eyes are done finally. Well, yeah, we'll call it good. We'll call it good. You know what? I should just do my makeup like a toucan tomorrow. Like, if they're dragging me to this fucking open house I don't want to go to, at least I can do is have fun, like, getting ready for it, I guess. I don't know. Fucking, I'm not going to know, like, anybody there. Like, why? Too early to exist. Yeah. Like, I have to, okay. So, the thing that I really hate about my job is I have to be in the building, and I have to be specifically, like, it has been specified that I should be in the room that I am going to be working in. Okay. So the thing is that we get assigned like whatever kid we're working with that day. We don't know who we're working with until we get there in the morning, which sucks because anybody that's worked with people in general can attest to the fact that some people take more energy, like more mental energy than other people. And that's nothing against those people, but especially when you're like introverted and quiet and stuff like I am, which sounds funny because here I am talking to 5 people apparently that I don't, well, 4 people that I don't know in real life, if Lucifer is here still, which I'm assuming he is. But yeah, I'm actually like really introverted, which is why I didn't want to go to the fucking open house to begin with. Part of it anyway. But yeah, like some kids are super, super high energy and other kids are like not as high energy, you know, they're more chill and relaxed and stuff. And it's like, I would love to know who I'm working with the next day, just so that way I know what kind of like energy I need to bring to work. You know what I mean? But, you know, I mean, I guess they don't tell us who we're working with ahead of time because they don't want people to call in based on the kid they have. Being an empath, people's vibes really affect your day. I mean, there was a point in time when I like labeled myself an empath. I don't really know how much science is behind that. But like also recently, this is a whole other thing. Like I was also going to talk about this earlier, so I guess I might as well talk about it now. I've been recently like coming to terms with the fact that I might actually be on the autism spectrum. There's like a lot of behaviors that the kids I work with exhibit that like I used to do as a kid until my family was like, hey, you need to not do that. You know, people will look and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't give a fuck. But like my family cares. So that made me care. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't want to disappoint my family. And like, it's a whole thing. So like, there's a lot actually that makes me think that I could be on the autism spectrum. And my mom thinks that there's no possible fucking way. Like I'm too verbal, I guess. I'm too smart or whatever. I don't fit the stereotype of like nonverbal little boy who's obsessed with trains and numbers, you know? And like that's so fucking annoying because not every single autistic person is like that. But whatever. And in the autism community, a lot of people do accept self-diagnoses as valid because being an adult, it's extremely difficult to find someone that specializes in autism in adults, especially in autism in adult women, which while I don't identify as women, I was raised and socialized to be a girl because I am a biological female. Obviously, there's no denying that. In like autism appears differently in people that were raised as girls than it does in people that were raised as boys and all that good shit. And it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot working against adults in general, but especially adult women getting diagnosed with autism. And like, I feel like I have to find a specialist. So like, I don't know, like if my mom keeps making the same comments she's been fucking making, I guess I'm going to dip into the vacation fund and take money out of that to find a specialist. So that way they can either tell me I am autistic or they can tell me, no, you're not autistic. Like you're weird because of other reasons. You know what I mean? Why am I putting more of this on? I put this on before starting my eyeshadows. That way I could just step straight into lips. Okay. All right. I have no idea. Well, I could. I mean, that's going to look bad because I can't apply bullet lipsticks. I'm not good with bullet lipsticks. Ooh. Oh, oh. Yes. Yes. I'll use this. Okay. I don't want to unplug my mirror, but it might have been. Maybe not. Okay. Here it is. Lip liner vault. Okay. Oof. All right. Is that too red? That might be too red. And I'll make it work. I'll make it work. It's fine. There's my mirror. I have an actual like mirror, like an actual compact, you know, somewhere. but I think it's in my backpack and I don't feel like going to get it. And you totally don't need lip liner when you're using liquid lipsticks, but I like to use them anyway just because, I don't know, I like to be bougie, I guess. I've spent a lot of money on these lip liners. I want to use them. And it's also really hard to talk while doing this. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I literally can't apply lipstick or lip liner. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And also I like to like fill in my lips a little bit with lip liner, which is not doing it right, but that's how I do it. Okay. This is so boring. All right, there we go. We're just the lid right there. But yeah, Kathleen, for sure. Like people's vibes really affect me throughout the day. That is for sure. And like different people have different vibes, and like different vibes are easier to work with and jump off of, and like, you know, be around than other people's vibes. So I would just like to know who I'm working with the next day. Like it's not like we can't call in. Just go for it. Nothing is wrong. You're supposed to have fun with it and make it your own, right? And like if anything goes really wrong, I could always just take it off, you know? For the longest time, I wouldn't buy from Lime Crime or anything because of Doe Deer and all the controversy attached to Doe Deer. But since she's left the brand and is no longer on the board, and I'm not sure if she's like still getting makeup from sales, or not makeup, but I'm not sure if she's still getting money from sales. But if she is, I know it's nowhere near the amount that she had before, when she like owned the brand. I've actually bought some stuff from Lime Crime, and honestly, these lipsticks are dope. Like these are good. I love this formula. Yeah, okay, it's not perfect, but it is what it is. I did my best. All the best. I think I'm finally fucking done. I could try to put some highlight on, but I don't wear highlighter. You know? That's just too much. It's too much. Too many steps. Too much maintenance. But yeah, I think I'm finally fucking done. It only took me, it's only been an hour and a half. Like an hour and 40 minutes. That's not bad. I don't know. Will he fit on my head? Nope. Okay. His butt's too round. His wings are also a lot flimsier than I thought they were, you know? But you can actually like move them and shit. I thought they were like, you know, pretty strictly, you know, down there, but they're not. They're pretty flappy. But yeah. I haven't been able to process the fact that I have a songbird yet. Like, I really do. I do. If you guys like video games at all, oh, thank you, Kathleen, for saying I look great. Wow. I feel like if my camera was better, you would see like how squiggly the like lipstick is and everything. But it is. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. But yeah, if you guys are into video games at all, I definitely highly recommend the BioShock series. I know that BioShock 2 is my favorite because you get to play as a big daddy and as a little sister, and it's fucking awesome. But Songbird is from the third one, which is BioShock Infinite. And yeah, it's pretty great. Fucking love Songbird. Best character in the game. Yeah. I feel like I was gonna, oh yeah, okay. Last thing before I go. Speaking of the film school thing and everything, your nephews love that game? Oh man, your nephew's got some great taste in video games, son. I tell you what, like, oh, it's so good. And like, I'm not even a first-person shooter, like, you know, person. Like, I hate FPS games. I really do. I just don't really care for shooters. But BioShock has such a compelling story that I love it. And like, the third one is my least favorite, probably. Not even probably, like, it is just my least favorite. But like, I love the second one the most, and then the first one, and then the third one. And that's really only because the third one I thought was really predictable. Like, I saw the twist ending coming and everything. But it's still a good game, and it's still really enjoyable, even if I did, you know, see the twist ending and everything, like, long before it happened. But like, the twist ending at the end of the first one, like, that blew my balls off. Like, like, I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, the second one's the best because you get to play as specifically Project Delta, I think, is the big daddy's name that you are. And then you get to be a little sister and you get to see the world through the eyes of the little sisters. And it's like so freaking cool because like it looks beautiful in their eyes, you know, compared to the actual tragic wasteland Rapture actually is. But yeah, before I go, there I go, bumping the laptop again. Before I go, I did want to say that one of my favorite like movie directors, film directors, you know, whatever, is James Wan. And I hate that everybody reduces James Wan to Saw because he's the director of Saw. He wrote the first Saw film with his colleague. I believe they're also friends. Like, I want to say they went to school together. I should have looked it up before doing this live because I know I was going to talk about it, but I forgot to. So it is what it is. But I want to say they're also friends and they went to film school together. They wrote Saw. And then after Saw, they wrote the movie Dead Silence, which I love Dead Silence. That is my favorite James Wan movie. Like, it is not going to be replaced. I can guarantee you. But I like James Wan is like one of my inspirations, like when it comes to filmmaking and stuff. And he's actually got a new movie that's going to be coming out kind of soon. It's called, I think, Malignant or something like that. The trailer is freaking like, oh, it's so freaking cool. Like, I think that they have come up with I don't want to say innovative, but they've had like fresh ideas, you know, like they aren't just making remakes or making sequels or anything like that. Like, and I say they because they work together a lot. And I don't know if it's just James that worked on Malignant or if it was James and Lee or Leigh. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I always want to say it's Lee, though. It's Leigh. He's in the Insidious movies. He plays Specs, which is arguably the cuter of the, you know, investigators. And he also played Adam in Saw. So, I mean, we've all seen him. But, you know, they work together a lot. And I don't know if both of them worked on Malignant or not. But they did both work on Saw. They did both work on Dead Silence. And they did both work on Insidious together. Obviously, James being the director, Lee helping him write it or whatever. And doing some acting. Because actually, there's this scene in Saw where I can't remember who the character is supposed to be. But you see like this cop's body, and you see like a gun that the cop is holding, but you don't see the cop's head. I want to say it's a cop. And that's because that's actually Lee. They had to reshoot that for some reason, and the actor like couldn't make it for the reshoot or something, so Lee just stepped in and did that, which is why you can't see the head. But I know stupid, useless shit like that, and I'm so upset that like James isn't putting the Billy puppet in his movies anymore. I can't remember when he stopped doing it, but up until very recently, he's put the Billy puppet in all of his movies. I think with the exception of Aquaman, which I haven't seen because I have no interest in it. And he directed one of the Fast and the Furious movies. Have no interest in those. I have trauma associated with Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. We're not going to talk about that trauma today, but I've got trauma associated with that. So like, I don't really have an interest in those movies, even though I love fast cars. But yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm really, really excited about this new movie that James has coming out, at least. Again, like I said, I don't know if they worked on it together or not. I kind of hope they did, just because like when they work together, magic happens. You loved Insidious. Have you seen any of the sequels? Because I have the first Insidious, but I would say that my favorite Insidious was the fourth one, actually, which I think was the last one that came out. And it's, I want to say a prequel to the other three, which is, you know, overdone and kind of boring and whatever, like the whole prequel sequel thing, you know, but I thought it was actually really good. I thought it was actually really creepy, and I just really enjoyed it. And I liked it more than the first one even. I want to say it's Insidious, the Last Key or the Lost Key, something like that. And I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a monster thing, demon thing in it. You just saw the first two. Yeah, I didn't really like the second one that much. I don't know what it was about it, but I didn't really care for it. But like one of my favorite things with behind the scenes stuff from Insidious is, you know, they had child actors or whatever. And one of the child actors was really, really young. Obviously, you know, he was a little kid. I mean, they were both really young, but the one was very, very young. And there was behind the scenes like video and photos of the guy in his lipstick demon makeup. I can't remember the demon's actual name, but I know that he's just known as the lipstick demon. He looks like Darth Maul, I think, is the Star Wars character's name. But he's got like the black and red like makeup all over his face, and he's got little horns and stuff. So literally he looks like, or is it Darth? It's one of the Darths. There's Darth Vader. We all know who that is. Fun fact, boyfriend's grandma went to school with James Earl Jones. Fucking dude. What? But yeah, there's like Darth Vader, James Earl Jones, and Darth Sidious, which may or may not be the red and black makeup guy, and then Darth Maul, who I think is the red and black makeup guy. It is Darth Maul? Juju, you do have to watch the Insidious movies again. You gotta, like, because I think James Wan was behind all four of them. I hope. Does Darth Maul remind you of Pinhead, or does the lipstick demon remind you of Pinhead? But then again, I mean, I guess if either one reminds you of Pinhead, they both do. Speaking of Pinhead, okay, I promise I'll finish this in a minute. But speaking of Pinhead, there's this movie reviewer that I really love to watch, and his channel is the Newbie Reviews, or maybe it's just Newbie Reviews now. But he's this really sweet guy, and he's only got like, oh god, like maybe a few 100,000 subscribers, which sounds like a lot, but like it's really not for movie review channels, because you look at channels like YMS or Red Letter Media or, oh my god, fucking Ralph the Movie Maker, and like you look at the number of subscribers they have. Darth Maul reminds you of Pinhead? Okay, that makes sense. Like Darth Maul reminds me of Lipstick Demon guy, so yeah. But anyway, I've been rewatching a lot of his movie reviews recently, and I rewatched his review of the first Hellraiser, earlier today, and I saw my comment talking about how I made the choice to watch all of the Hellraiser movies over the course of like a day or two a few summers ago. And that was definitely a choice because they do not get better. They don't. Like the special effects and stuff get better, but like the story does not get better at all. But I haven't seen the one from 2018. Judgment, Hellraiser Judgment, or like Judgment Day or something like that. I haven't seen that. And that's the most recent one. So I must have watched it, oh God, at least 4 years ago now. Holy sh! Time flies when you're in a panini, you know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, that made me think of the newbie, and y'all should check out his reviews for sure. He's really funny, and he's really underrated, and he has footage of his cats in a lot of his reviews. But I saw another comment on one of his other reviews. I think it was for the Human Centipede 3 or something, because he does review those kinds of movies as well as like just normal horror movies. And I don't, by normal, I mean like mainstream. A lot of people have watched it. It's not seen as, you know, not obscure, but disturbing, I guess. You know, he reviews non-disturbing movies as well as disturbing movies. And somebody commented on one of his videos something to the effect of, if you dead meat Spooky Rice, and I can't remember who the fourth one was. Like, I want to say it was Chris Stuckman, but there's no way it was Chris Stuckman. But yeah, someone was like, hey, if you and like these three or four other movie reviewers could like do a collab or whatever, that'd make my day. And I'm just like, you know what? That would be pretty great. But also throw Mr. Gigi in on that, because Mr. Gigi has reviewed also a lot of like horror movies, and especially the disturbing movies. But yeah, story just gets worse each time. Yeah, with Hellraiser, it really does. Like, is it? I don't know what number it is, but it's a more recent-ish one. I want to say it's Revelations or something like that, but like it's this weird, it's like a weird pseudo-incestuous story going on, because the girl's boyfriend like takes over her brother's body or something. And it's so weird. It's why? And like the opening of the movie is like found footage bullshit, and they're talking about how they want to go to Tijuana or whatever. And it's like, okay, granted, I don't actually know how to properly pronounce Tijuana. I mostly hear pronounced as Tijuana, but I mean, I took 3 years of Spanish. I don't know jack shit about Spanish, other than like I still remember a lot of the vocab and some pronunciation rules. Like Z's sound like S's. I remember that. But J's sound like H's. So I guess Tijuana would be a more accurate pronunciation, but like they just say it so obnoxiously, and like they put emphasis on the hua. So it's not just Tijuana, it's Tijuana. And like they want to go to Tijuana so they can like get drunk and bang chicks, I guess. And like that's the whole beginning of the movie. And then it's I don't want to spoil it, I guess, but like also don't watch it because it's not worth it. Right. Anyway, back to James Wan. I'm just really excited about his new movie coming out, and I don't really get excited about movies that often. I am really excited about Spiral, which is the new, I don't want to say the new Saw movie, because it's another prequel sequel, if I understand it correctly, or something like. Okay, so Tijuana. Okay, Thanks, Juju. I figured, but like the way they say it, it's just so fucking obnoxious. But like with normal pronunciation, girls, I figured it would be Tijuana. But you know, Americans can't pronounce like names of Mexican cities or anything accurately because that's just too difficult. God damn it. Come on. Thank you. I mean, we have like places like Los Angeles that the names are Spanish, but we like anglicize the pronunciation. Like Los Angeles should be Los Angeles or something. Los Angeles, something like that. You know, pronunciation rules. E's sound like A's, so Los Angeles. But that doesn't sound right. But like it shouldn't be Los Angeles, is what I'm saying. But you know, we can't even pronounce the like Spanish names of our own cities correctly. So why would we be able to pronounce like Mexican cities' names? You know? Anyway, I don't know if any of you guys have seen all of the Saw movies or not. I have seen all of them except the final chapter. And the reason I refuse to watch the final chapter is because I grew up listening to Linkin Park. I have always loved Linkin Park, and I do not want to watch Chester Bennington die horribly, especially with the knowledge that he took his own life. Okay, don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. So I don't plan on ever watching that one, but I have seen all the rest of them. And fun story, real quickly, I say, even though we're like 2 hours into this, Jesus Christ, I became a vegetarian overnight because we watched, which granted, I had been thinking about becoming a vegetarian for a while. My best friend is a vegetarian, has been her whole life. Her whole family is, you know, vegetarian. And I just really like animals, you know, which isn't to say you can't like animals and eat meat. Like, I'm not judging anyone here. But like, I've always really liked animals, and I've always like not really felt good about eating them as soon as I realized where meat came from. And so I was thinking about becoming vegetarian, and then we watched Saw 3. And I've told this story so many times, but I will continue to tell it because it's honestly hilarious. But Saw 3 has this trap where there's this judge, and he's strapped to the bottom of this vat, this huge like vat. Okay. And like, you just see rotting pig carcasses kind of, you know, go through this grinder thing. And the judge is like drowning in pig carcass guts. And that night, of all meals, my mom decided to make pork chops. No joke. So I told my mom, no thanks. I'm good on that. Also, never again. And that's literally how I became a vegetarian overnight. Didn't even eat fish for 7 years. And then I started eating fish a few years ago, but I don't eat fish regularly still, just because like it does mess with my stomach, and I do feel bad. Because even though fish are, you know, not like cows or anything like that, like they're still living beings, and I don't feel great about eating them. So I don't really eat fish often. But yeah. Wow, yeah, that would turn some people vegetarian. Oh man, that catapulted me into being a vegetarian. And like, I've wanted to be vegan for a while too, but I live in a very red area in the state of Michigan, which is a red state. Regardless of the fact that we have a Democratic governor right now, we are very much a red state. And in this very red area of this very red state, it is difficult to find like dairy substitutes. And by dairy substitutes, I mean specifically cheese. Like, I can't find a good cheese substitute. And like, it really bothers me. I don't really eat cheese that often. But like, when I do eat cheese, I can't find a good like vegetarian substitute or vegan substitute, I guess, you know, a dairy-free substitute. So like, that's pretty much my only thing, really, is I eat cheese occasionally. And on like holidays and stuff, like family gatherings, when I go to them, which is never, like since the panini, except for this fucking open house I don't want to go to, like I'll eat fish just because it's easier, you know? And there's this one specific flavor of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Americone Dream, that I will eat just until the end of time, as long as they make it, even though it's not dairy free. And part of that is because of how much I absolutely adore Steven. What is his name? He was the Republican late night talk show host. Colbert. There we go. As much as I adore Stephen Colbert, like I can't not eat his ice cream. It's delicious. It's got pieces of ice cream cone in it, which is why it's called Americone Dream. And it's so freaking good. Oh my God, I love it so much. Also, his sister ran for public office a few years ago. And by a few years, I mean, I was like in high school at the time, I think. So like 10 years ago. Wow. I don't remember if she won or not, but she ran for public office, and I thought that was pretty neat. But yeah. What, am I done? Am I done? Was that? Right. Okay. So a little more about the Jigsaw thing, I guess, because I don't think I got to like my main point about Jigsaw. So Jigsaw, I watched it. I've seen it twice now, and I'm not really a huge Saw fan to begin with. I'm just a James Wan fanboy. That's all it is. Like, I'll admit it. Just like there's Zack Snyder fanboys, which I'm quickly turning into a Zack Snyder fanboy, not because of his movies. Like, I don't necessarily like his movies, but he seems to be a genuinely nice guy, and he's making the movies he wants to make, and he's making them how he wants to make them. And like, I tried to look, I Googled like Zack Snyder controversies, and like, there's nothing about him harassing people or anything that I can fucking see. And like, the only real controversy that I found about Zack Snyder is the whole thing with the Snyder cut of Justice League. Is it Justice League that has the Snyder cut? I can't remember, because I mean, I don't really care for his movies, I'll be honest. Granted, the only movie of his that I have seen, unless he might have directed Batman v Superman. I feel like he did. And I did like Batman v Superman. Not gonna lie. I did like that one. It was very long. Didn't have to be that long, but I did enjoy the movie. But the only movie of his that I saw, except for Batman v Superman, if that's even one of his movies, is Sucker Punch. And I fucking hate Sucker Punch because it's like convoluted, like unnecessarily convoluted. And people like to say, oh, I totally understand the movie. It makes total sense, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it fucking doesn't, though. Nothing. I want to say Sucker Punch came out after Inception. I could be wrong. Okay, I should Google it. Real quick, just so I'm not like making shit up or whatever. But I want to say that Sucker Punch came out after Inception. And I want to say that because what the fuck is happening? Why am I getting... Stop it, phone. Stop being obnoxious. My phone is being obnoxious. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. What is happening? Stop it. Like, for some reason, I'm getting all these notifications now. Juju didn't like Sucker Punch either. It was not good. But I need to know now, just out of my own curiosity. Did it come out before Inception? Because there are similarities in a way that, like, I'm sure Juju understands where I'm getting at, because, you know, obviously Juju has seen Sucker Punch and didn't fucking like it. My mom adores Sucker Punch because, you know, they're powerful women, and it's like, okay, listen, Emily Browning, I've had a crush on Emily Browning since A Series of Unfortunate Events from like 2002 or some shit. Okay, she's slightly older than me, I think. Just slightly older than me. But the thing that I really hated, okay, Sucker Punch came out in 2011. That sounds right, because I remember I was in high school when people were like freaking out about it, like, oh, there's hot chicks, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but movies need more substance than attractive people to be good, though. Like, I don't like the Boondock Saints because there's attractive people in it. I like the Boondock Saints because the whole premise behind it of like the vigilantes. But you know, I digress. When did Inception come out? I want to say it came out in like 2009 or 2010 or something. 2010. Inception came out in 2010. Sucker Punch came out in 2011. Granted, movies take a long time to make, especially movies like Inception, which had, oh, damn, a lot of people did not like this movie. Wow. Not that I give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes scores or anything because they're bullshit, but Sucker Punch literally got a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 33% on Metacritic, a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, and the most baffling is that only 76% liked the movie on Google. Like, that is not good. That is not good, Zack Snyder. Abby Cornish with Sweet Pea? Dude, I forgot Vanessa Hudgens was fucking in it. Jenna Malone. Oscar Isaac! Oh, God. I forgot Oscar Isaac was, like, the bad guy. But, right. Okay. So the thing that really annoys me about Sucker Punch and, like, the whole convoluted, like, as convoluted as it gets is, like, Inception makes sense. Okay. And the reason you never saw Sucker Punch, Kathleen. Okay. Like, I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but I'm going to try to explain what I mean by, like, it reminds me of Inception, and also taking into account the fact that movies take a long time to make, and it must have had backing from, like, a big, you know, studio. Granted, I don't know a lot about film production, which is why I want to go to, you know, film school and, like, learn more. Showed some clips, quotes, analysis, interviews. None of that shit. I just want to know. Okay, it had a budget. Ooh, damn. Okay, so it had a small budget of $82 million, which is actually pretty small. Like, that's for making a movie, that's actually pretty small. That's not like indie movie small, but that's pretty fucking small. Who was the production company behind it? Because they must have had some production company behind it. Was that a Lionsgate movie? For some reason, it's you're gonna make me pull up IMDb. Okay. You know what? Fuck IMDb. Let's go to Wikipedia real quick. Because I just want to know what production company was behind it. Because while $82 million isn't a lot, that's like way more than an indie film is gonna get. Okay, and here's the thing. Like, a lot of people... No, okay, that was just a shadow. Okay, it was distributed by Warner Brothers. The production companies were Legendary Pictures and Cruel and Unusual Films. I'm familiar with Legendary Pictures. I'm not really familiar with Cruel and Unusual Films. So that would explain why the budget was so small. But considering that they're listed as production companies, it would mean that they would have had to have given money. I'll be right back in case you're done before I get back. Hugs and pieces. Be right back. I'll probably still be here, just gabbing. That's what I do, Juju. But all right, thanks for letting me know. But the fact that they're listed as production companies makes me think that they did give money to the movie and, like, producing the movie. So, like, you know, they obviously paid for, like, effects and actors and stuff like that. And it was distributed by Warner Brothers. So it was picked up by Warner Brothers for some reason, which makes some sense, actually, because Zack Snyder has made a lot of movies for Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers is behind all of the DC extended universe. So DC EU movies, you know, like Batman and shit. That's all Warner Brothers. I mean, I do feel bad that the film got such terrible reviews and it only made like $7 million, which is not a lot. Like, it had a budget of $82 million and it only made $89.8 million in the box office. So it did not make a lot of money. Oopsies. But right, okay. So the similarity that I noticed between, and the thing that like irks me the most about Sucker Punch, and what reminds me of Inception, is that Sucker Punch does the layers, you know, like Inception has the layers of like dreams or whatever. Like they go into this one person's dream, but then from that person's dream, they jump into a deeper dream, and then a deeper dream, and then a deeper dream. You know, all these other people's dreams that are connected in Inception. And they kind of sort of do something like that in Sucker Punch, but it's not like, you know, going deeper into people's dreams or anything. It's basically the movie tries to be smart in having the main character, the protagonist, Emily Browning, the love of my life, her character makes up this imaginary world as a coping mechanism. And then inside of that imaginary world, there's another imaginary world that she makes up. And then I think there's a third layer of another imaginary world that she makes up, and none of it is the real world. And then at the end of the movie, it like kind of ruins it. You know, like the end of Inception is like divisive. People love it and people hate it. I'm kind of ambivalent to it. I kind of like that it just showed the top spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, because then we don't know. You know, I like that it's vague. Okay, I'm back. Just had to call my mom before I smoke this blunt and get too high to talk to her. She didn't answer the phone. Oh, I'm sorry. I call my mom when I'm high, honestly. Well, I don't call my mom because I don't fucking call people. But I sent my mom, like, audio messages through Messenger of me, like, being high and having, like, high ideas or whatever. But basically, I was just explaining how there's, like, layers of dreams in Inception. And in Sucker Punch, there's, like, layers of fake worlds that Emily Browning's character makes up as a coping mechanism. And like it tries to be intelligent, but it's not, though. It's just convoluted for no fucking reason. And I hate that. But like I do have respect for Zack Snyder, though, because especially when I found out that the whole thing behind the Snyder Cut is the fact, okay, dude, this is fucked up. Listen, I don't like Sucker Punch, okay? For all I know, I don't really like Zack Snyder's, like, you know, movies. If I were to watch more of them, I might not like them. I don't know. But, like, he got fucked over so hard when it came to, I want to say it was Justice League that has a Snyder Cut. Again, I could be wrong. I've never seen Justice League. And I don't follow his career that closely. At least I didn't. But now that I've learned this about the Snyder Cut and stuff, I'll get into it in a minute. I have a lot more respect for the guy. But Zack Snyder seems like a super sweet guy. He's just making the movies he wants to make, how he wants to make them. And, like, case in point is the Snyder Cut of Justice League, because he had to leave production because, I mean, I hate talking about it because, like, it's not my traumatic thing to bring up, but it's also common knowledge. One of his daughters killed herself while he was making the movie. If I'm not mistaken, it was while he was making that movie. And he left, you know, production of that movie. Somebody else stepped up. They finished making Justice League. They butchered the movie that this man poured so much, like, time and energy into. And then he was rightfully pissed off. And that's why he made the Snyder Cut. He, on his own dime, on his own time, this man made the fucking Snyder Cut of Justice League because he, like, wanted to make the movie that he wanted to make. You know, he wanted to make a certain movie. He wanted to, like, he had a vision, and this other dude that came up to, like, finish the movie or whatever, he fucked it up. So, like, he fixed it, you know, he released his Snyder Cut. And, like, getting back to, so I have mad respect for Zack Snyder. Like, whether or not I like the movies he makes, I have mad respect for the guy. And honestly, he was talking about, I watched a couple interviews with Zack Snyder, and he really does seem like a nice guy. And I would love to just have a conversation with him, because as much as I hate Sucker Punch and think that it's just needlessly convoluted, he might have some good ideas. I don't know. But yeah, jumping off of that, I've seen I talked about this earlier a little bit, but I've seen It Chapter 2 so many times. And like It Chapter 2 was really what made me realize, oh, I'm like, I really want to work on movies. Like I would love to fucking work on movies. But the reason I bring that up is because I would love for there to be, I can't pronounce the guy's name because nobody pronounces it the same. But the director was Andy, either Muschietti, Muschietti, something like that. Nobody pronounces it the same. And it drives me insane. Like, how am I supposed to know how to say this dude's name when no people that fucking work with him don't say it correctly? You know, I mean, they don't say it the same way. Anyway, whatever. Kind of like the Scourge. The Scourge. You know, nobody says their name correctly. We say Skarsgård, you know, but it's not Skarsgård. It's like Scourge. You know, but I don't fucking speak Swedish. They do. I don't. All of them speak Swedish. Right. Anyway, I would love for him to release, a director's cut of It Chapter 2, even though It Chapter 2 is already stupid long at like 2 hours and 40 something minutes. It's a stupid long movie. But the reason I want the director's cut is because there is a deleted scene. Okay, there's a deleted scene. Wow, this is only 2 hours and 16 minutes. I thought this was going on 3 hours. I'm making good time, honestly. But like the reason I want a director's cut is because there's a deleted scene where like the losers are like, I mean, I think it might even be when they're down in Pennywise's lair or whatever, holding hands, because there's a point where they're holding hands, you know, like doing chant whatever to like summon Pennywise, I guess, the ritual of Chud. And there's a deleted scene / part / whatever where Eddie he like gets too scared or whatever, and he literally like turns and like buries his face in Richie's shoulder. And I'm gonna step away from the screen for a minute because this is gonna be really loud, so give me a second. Why would you delete that? You know? I don't know who came in right as I was yelling. I'm sorry. But seriously, why would you delete that? Why would you? I'm finally taking my earbuds out. I haven't been listening to music at all. I can actually hear my own voice. Wow. Fuck, I talk loud. I'm sorry. But like seriously, why would you fucking delete that, dude? Like a whole love that shirt. What am I wearing? Oh yeah, the dog prints, paw prints, whatever. I think I got it. I did get it off Etsy. So, I mean, if you're really that interested, I could probably find the link if it's still available to buy anyway. I would imagine it is. But I actually have matching leggings too. And I bought them because I wanted them for when I started jogging, like a couple of years ago. I bought them to like, get me to start jogging. And it worked for a little bit. I also have like a Spider-Man shirt with matching leggings and a Deadpool shirt with matching leggings because I wanted matching outfits to like go jogging in, like a crazy person. But yeah, so why would you delete that? Like when a whole thing with like, okay, we're gonna go on this like Ready rant. Okay, I'm sorry. We're doing it though. We're doing it. Like a whole thing with Richie Tozier is that he is like, even in the books, apparently I have not books, one massive book that Stephen King wrote on like a cocaine binge. Like a whole thing is that Richie is queer coded in the book as being bisexual. And then in the miniseries, he's also very much queer coded as being, I would assume, bisexual. I've only seen the miniseries like twice. Interesting story about the miniseries, real quick. Actually, when I was with Christy, during her last few hours, like it was literally like the last few hours of her life before we took her to the vet finally to get her put down because they couldn't come to the house, that night they had to let her suffer throughout the night, I guess. And we took her in at like 6 o'clock in the morning when like no fucking vet office is open at 6 o'clock in the morning. But okay, sure, whatever. Anyway, I wanted to put on something that would be comforting for me because she finally started, she started to quiet down. And I was really just waiting for her to breathe her last breath, honestly. And I wanted something that I was familiar enough with, that I would find kind of comforting, but not something that if it got tainted by, being with Christy while she died, it wouldn't, like destroy me or whatever. So I was originally going to throw on It Chapter 2 because like It Chapter 2 is a comfort movie for me, like completely. Sorry, I gotta go. Huggles and good vibes to y'all. Oh no, that's okay. I mean, I'm glad you were here at all, Kathleen. TTFN. Hell yeah. I mean, I'll probably see you in the next, maybe in the next stream if he streams tomorrow night. Like he normally streams on Sundays. But yeah. Anyway. What was the thing? All right. Okay. Yeah. So I was originally going to throw on It Chapter 2, because that's a comfort movie for me. And like, but then I thought to myself, and like Ready is it's a comfort thing for me. Like the ship, Ready, Richie and Eddie, like it's very much a comfort thing for me. But then I was like, well, I don't want to ruin It Chapter 2. And I don't want to ruin It Chapter 1 because there are really cute, subtle moments that point to Richie being interested in Eddie in that way, or at least protective of Eddie in what could be seen as a friend way, but I like to see it as like a romantic way. That's just me, whatever. So I decided to throw on the miniseries, and in the miniseries, like Richie is still queer coded, and he's still shown to like have an interest in Eddie that is more than just, oh hey, we're best buddies, but that's just me. But yeah, I threw on the miniseries, and honestly, if anything, that's just made me have more of an affinity for the miniseries. So I don't think listening to It Chapter 2 would have tainted it at all. But I am glad that I didn't even, try. Well, I did try for like a split second before I decided, what, that's probably not the smartest thing to do. But yeah, I quickly switched it over to the miniseries, and now I have like I get a comforting vibe from the miniseries, even though I haven't really watched it since, just like seeing gifs of it or watching clips of it is like kind of a comforting thing for me, specifically the adults. The kids are better actors in the miniseries, and like Seth Green is fucking adorable, so whatever. But because like I've always had this weird crush on Seth Green because I think he was okay, so I never really got into Buffy, like not when everybody else was into Buffy anyway, because I was still a little young for Buffy. But I got into Angel in high school, which Angel is a spin-off, obviously, because Angel and Buffy were dating or whatever, they were a whole thing. But I know that in Buffy, Seth Green played a character. It was not Spike, though, because Spike was the vampire. I fucking love Spike. Oh, my God. James Marsters? You had a crush on Seth Green, too, Juju? Oh, my God. At least I'm not alone in this. Okay, cool. That makes me feel better. But, yeah, seeing him as, like, a kid, in the first part of the It miniseries, I was like, holy shit, you're adorable. But definitely... like, the only reason that people are so fond of that movie is because of the clown, the actor that played the clown. He always plays the bad guy. God, I know his name. This is making me so mad. Like, I know his name. He's a cutie. Yeah, Seth Green is a cutie. He's adorable. With his, like, dorky glasses and stuff. I fucking love him. But, fuck, what is your name? He plays an asshole in every single movie he's in. He's Pennywise, and then he's like the asshole in the hotel in Home Alone 2, and he was the weird one in the Clue movie. Mom is calling. Oh, okay. See you later, Juju. I'm gonna Google it. What the fuck is his name? What is his name? Holy shit, it's 8 o'clock. What is your name? Stop it. Get some help. I said to myself. Okay. Penwise. I'm Penwise. I'm gonna eat the cake. Why is that stuck in my head? Played by. Tim Curry. I wanted to call him Richard, but his name was Tim the whole time. Wow, I'm a stupid bitch. But yeah, like Tim Curry is the only reason that people fondly remember the miniseries. Like it's not good. It did not age well. But yeah, I think I said all that I really wanted to say. I got some venting done, which I've already been venting about this same thing on like Twitter, and I vented to my boyfriend, and like I vented to like 2 other people in their DMs on Twitter, and I guess I wasn't done venting because I had to get more out, but I think I'm good now, and I think I'm ready to record some videos. So yeah, thanks for joining. We don't know why anyone did, to be honest. Why are you people here? But yeah, anyway, thanks for joining. Y'all know what to do by now. You can like, comment, subscribe, bell. I'm copying the newbie reviews. What's my thing? What's my sign off? My most recent video was 3 weeks ago, and before that, it was 3 months ago. So, like, I completely forgot how to do this. How do I do this? Yes, you can scratch that like button, claw that subscribe button, roar at me in the comments about something. I don't know. Did I hurt your feelings about Zack Snyder or something? I don't know. I appreciate the guy. I adore the guy. Not his movies, though. But yeah. See you dinos in the next video, which will hopefully be out soonish. Who knows? Bye.